Several weeks ago, the new teaser trailer for CW's new superhero offering, Batwoman, was released. While I'm not surprised anymore at the amount of feminist propaganda and pop culture that permeates our modern lives, I was somewhat taken aback at how overt and offensive the message in the up-and-coming Batwoman television show appeared to be. And upon further inspection, I think that the message that the showrunners are pushing in the trailers is more harmful than what it appears to be on the surface. While at first glance it might seem to have a message of female empowerment, it's the complete opposite. It's not about empowerment, it's about tearing others down. Empowerment is about strengthening yourself to face life's challenges, not by bringing others down so they're on the same level as you.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
While I've always known that Batwoman was the feminist response to the hyper-masculine Batman character, I never held any serious animosity towards her. But while I always enjoyed the various interpretations of Catwoman, Batwoman, on the other hand, always seemed to be more like a feminist token than a fully fleshed out character. This could have been an opportunity to turn the Batwoman television show into a legitimate Batman Begins-esque origin story, about a tragic character who is forced to learn humility.
You have learned to bury your guilt with anger. I will teach you to confront it, and to face the truth.
But what we got is a take on the character that is neither inspired nor inspiring. Much like when I left the theater after watching The Last Jedi for the first and last time, the Batwoman trailer left a seriously bad taste in my mouth at the animosity it has for not only the legacy of Batman, but also for the fanbase of Batman in general. The message seems to be, if you like Batman, then too bad, because Batwoman is better than him because she's a woman, and he's a man. Oh, and she's gay. The fact that she's a woman and gay is fine, but the showrunners and writers use this as a tool to tear Batman down, which is a metaphorical substitute for men in general. According to third-wave feminist propaganda, Batwoman is better than Bruce Wayne because she ranks lower on the intersectionality scale, which in turn automatically elevates her above her male counterpart, through no effort on her part. The entire philosophy of this Batwoman interpretation can be summed up in this one character exchange when Kate Kane, aka Batwoman, tells Lucius Fox's son, Luke,
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
This is the foundational message of Batwoman. According to the feminist philosophy that underpins the whole thing, since she's a woman, she deserves to not only be automatically equal to Bruce Wayne, but elevated above him.
You're gonna do a superhero landing. Wait for it! Woo! Superhero landing! Yeah, that's really hard on your knees.
This is ridiculous on so many levels, but let's take a look at the facts. While Kate Kane could have gone through the struggle to establish herself as a unique hero with her own mythos to fight crime, she instead opts for the easy route, and hijacks the Batman legacy as a springboard to quickly establish herself as the new hero in town. And what does she do with that easy access to Batman's resources? Does she offer any kind of gratitude and acknowledge the struggle that Bruce Wayne had to endure to build up the Batman legend? Of course not, because that wouldn't be empowering, or something. Instead, Kate Kane takes the low road and decides that to build herself up, she needs to tear Batman down. This is obviously apparent when, in response to the public thinking that she's Batman, she says,
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
So where's Batman's credit due exactly? I mean, in this interpretation, Batwoman is literally hijacking Bruce Wayne's resources. She's stealing his equipment, using his cave, and most of all, she selfishly utilizes his reputation that he spent a lifetime building through pain, blood, struggle, and tragedy.
As a man, I'm flesh and blood. I can be ignored, I can be destroyed, but as a symbol, I can be incorruptible. I can be everlasting.
The writers and filmmakers seem to treat the character and legacy of Bruce Wayne with disdain and contempt. Is Batwoman going to offer any credit to Batman? Is she going to show any humility whatsoever and acknowledge that Batwoman is only possible because of Batman? Will she accept training and guidance from Bruce Wayne as a mentor if he ever appears on the show? I doubt it because, according to her, she deserves it because she's a woman. I often hear that it's best to assume positive intent, but there is nothing in Batwoman that can be interpreted as positive intent. For the characters and for the fanbase, it's clear that they're pushing an agenda, not telling a story. In their eyes, the legacy of Batman is merely in the way, an obstacle for Batwoman to overcome, because he's a representation of the fabled patriarchy. We hear a lot these days about toxic masculinity, which is a subject in and of itself, but if there is such a thing as toxic masculinity, Batwoman represents the toxic side of feminism. Equality isn't the goal of Batwoman. Elevating womanhood above manhood is the only end goal, as far as I can see. When did this become appropriate? What is inspirational about a woman disrespecting a male family member, by using his resources to put him down. Imagine if the showrunners had opted for a story about a character that, instead of throwing out insulting feminist propaganda, has an actual character arc where she struggles, fails, and learns humility. And when she miraculously discovers that her cousin is the legendary Batman, that she then sees this as an opportunity to faithfully continue the Batman legacy because she has become a better person. Is that too much to ask? Unfortunately, it seems to be, because true inspiration is hard to find these days. While the train wreck that is Batwoman is careening at us like a wild freight train, here's hoping that The Batman, which will star Robert Pattinson, is faithful to the character and its legacy.
Sometimes people deserve to have their faith rewarded.